Good morning. How's everybody doing? Listen, today we have a problem with our journalism, or what they think they call journalism, because that's not what it is anymore. When this country was started, we made sure that journalism was there for a reason. It was there to represent us, to get in and investigate things and show us where people were lying or being corrupt, whatever. But the point is that journalists were allowed into places that most people weren't allowed in order to get a story out to the rest of the world so that we could get truthful information. Well, they're not doing that anymore, and it's got to stop. We grant them very many abilities to come in and very many abilities to come in and like get into police areas and different areas that most people don't have access to, in order to help us by getting us the correct story. A lot of people don't know that back in say 10, 15 years ago, there was over 100,000 different companies that owned all the media outlets, and I'm talking all the radio stations, all the newspapers, all the TV, all that stuff. All those companies in the United States, ownership was scattered out around about 100,000 different companies. Well, today, all major media, newspapers, television, radio, all that stuff, are owned by approximately 5 different large companies. And that's ridiculous, because these 5 companies, they pretty much, if you want to go political, they pretty much all have the same political leanings, similar ideology. So they, when they're supposed to not allow that kind of stuff into the media to form an opinion or to run a narrative on a story or whatever, they're not supposed to allow that kind of bias in there, but they do. And it's gotten worse because they keep getting away with it. And now that only 5 major companies own all these things, and what these guys do is the guys at the top just put out a memo saying, we really don't like something to go a certain direction or this or that. And they don't have to directly order them, they just suggest. And then all of a sudden everything gets pushed into a different direction. So, it's having a large effect on religion, on politics, on everything, on every story that goes out. And there needs to be truth in the media. And I want to try and get people to start bringing this out into the public and discussing how this has been tampered with. Because if we don't have a free press, we'll lose our country. We'll lose our country. It's almost the same as, take the Second Amendment. People that are anti-gun. I don't own any guns, but I'm very strong pro Second Amendment, because I realize that if they take the guns away from the citizens, and we have no way to fight back if something really screwed up happens, then we lose all of our other rights. Because because the Second Amendment keeps our right to free speech and all that other stuff, but people don't realize that, because they just don't realize it. They don't put 2 and 2 together and understand that if you take the ability to defend yourself or the ability to hold these people accountable, then they'll just stomp all over the rest of the Constitution. But anyway, back to journalism. It does the same thing. A free and open media keeps people informed, and a well-informed country makes better decisions. And they don't want you well-informed. They want you disinformed, and they want you to believe the BS that they're pumping into you. And, in some ways, the internet has been a godsend, but in many other ways, it's been a curse. Because a lot of the information that comes out, you're not sure if it's true or not. That's why it's very important when you see something in the news, you don't just believe it. If they tell you something happened and it's interesting enough for you to be concerned about, you shouldn't just believe what they tell you. That should be basically sending a message to you to go investigate what they told you and check other sources. And if you are on one political side, or if you are on, check both sides of the spectrum, no matter what it is, to make sure you're getting a true story. So anyway, that's one of my big concerns. And as the last couple of years, last 10 years, they've been eroding this terribly. And it's something that, it scares me. It really does. So if there's other people out there that feel the same way, shoot me a message. Let me know how you feel. I'd like to try and put some people together to get some kind of a message out there to let people understand how serious this is. And there's got to be a way we can balance this back out. But like I said, send me a message. Let me know how you feel. If you can subscribe and share it with other people, that'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. I just started doing this, so I'm kind of new at it, and I'm just there's just some concerns I have that I'm trying to get out to other people. So if you can help me, thank you. God bless you. Have a great day.